Walking to heel is something else that gets brought up a lot, and I don't, shock horror, train my guys to walk in a perfect heel all the time. What I do ask for is a loose lead. This side, Bella, thank you. So what that means is, at the end of the day, when I take my dogs for a walk, I'm taking them for a walk. It's their walk, it's their exploration of the world, and I want them to be able to sniff and investigate things and sort of tootle around and have some freedom. If they're walking in a close heel next to me all the time, focusing on me, they're not going to be able to do that. It's not going to be a very enriching walk for them. Yes, they're going to get a bit of physical exercise, but the mental enrichment part of the walk will go out the window. So I just let them walk how they want to, as long as they stick to the side of me that they know they're supposed to be on, because obviously when I walk multiples of them, I have some on one side and some on the other, so I don't want them crossing sides. But other than that, they can kind of mooch backwards and forwards, we can stop and sniff things, and as long as they're not pulling me, it's absolutely fine. I don't want to be tugged around, obviously, but if they want to stop and sniff something like they are now, having a sniff, girls, then that's fine. Yes. I can ask them to walk to a close heel. No, we're not going to the poo though. Come on, leave it. Thank you. I can ask them to walk to a close heel when we need to. So if we're going, past another dog or there's a distraction, we can do that. And I can ask them to walk in a close heel. Girls, close. Close. Good, and you see they drop back and they keep pace with me. Good girls, close. Well done. Good. Yes, good. Okay. Well done. Off you go. And then they can be released to go back and mooch around again. So this is really important because people have this obsession with, my dog's not walking directly next to me in a close heel. Well, no, because that's not very interesting for your dog. One, we walk really slow for a dog. A dog's natural pace is a trot. So for us to keep up with them at their natural pace, we'd have to jog like this. Because that's the dog's most efficient pace, and that's how they would, steady, good girls, well done. That's how they would, pace themselves if they were off their leads or able to, sort of go on a walk on their own. But they're not. They have to be with me, so I have to walk at their pace. They have to walk at my pace, and that is a little bit slow for them. So to walk slow and then not investigate things whilst they've got the time to stop and sniff, because they're basically waiting for me to hurry up, would be an incredibly boring and unenriching walk for my dogs, which is not what I want. So I let them have their lead loose and they can tootle around and sniff stuff. Yes. And the head collars is something I've covered in other videos, but I'll cover it very quickly for people who haven't watched any of the videos about that kind of stuff before. It's basically because, unfortunately, there are a lot of idiots who let their dogs run up even though the girls are on lead, and some of those dogs unfortunately don't have very good social skills. And although these guys will not start fights, if someone comes up and is rude or aggressive, they'll finish them. And these guys together weigh as much as I do, and they are a lot more muscle than I am. So it just gives me a little bit of extra control just in case something like that should happen. But as you can see, they don't put any pressure on their faces because they're not pulling. That's not what they're there for. They're simply there as an emergency measure. And that's fine. If I walk them on their own, I generally don't use one because I don't need it, because I can obviously wrangle one of these on their own quite easily if another dog's being a pain in the butt. But two or more sometimes would be a little bit more of a challenge. So that's why we have the head collars on, just in case. Hey girlies, yes, you're beautiful. And we're going to enjoy the rest of our walkies now.